Hi, I am Teresa, and I would love for you to join me on Tuesdays with Tea Talk with Teresa J. And we are going to dive in deep. I am not your average pastor and prophetess, so this is going to be a broadcast of transparency, and we are going to sip some tea.
This moment for me, and that's why I thank God for the grace of God.
You guys know each other. What are some of the things you guys did trying to love them? But he said, be honored. Be honored. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. With transparency, I'm trying to help you. Hello. Hello. Thank you for joining tonight. Can you please make sure that you love, tag, and share? I am so excited tonight. I need you to check in for me. Tell me where you are checking in from. And on this Talkin Tuesday, we're going to make sure that we comment and we ask questions. But we're going to make sure that we're going to agree to disagree. No comment is right or wrong, but we are all adults. So please make sure that we are respecting one another. Can you check in for me? And I am super excited because I have an awesome woman. Her name is Ebony Gordon. She is a life coach. Oh, she is the founder of Swap Network. She is a mother of 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. She has been married. It'll be 14 years. I believe it's this November. It'll be 14 years for her. And I am super excited for her to be on here tonight. Guys, I thank you for being patient with me. So please check in. Be sure to love the video, tag a friend, share the video, and it's going to be total transparency. Listen, we are Talkin Tuesday with Teresa. I am super excited. Are you super excited? Put some loves on the screen for me because I am ready for Ebony to come on. I am so excited for this moment. She is my sister. We have known each other, since high school. You're talking over 32 years. She's been on the journey with me and my daughter. I've been on the journey with her and her daughter prior to her getting married and her being married. I am just so excited because I get to really enjoy who she have become embarked upon and who God is calling her to be. So I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I am excited, y'all. I am super excited. Like, how's everybody's day going so far? Like, what's life doing today for you? Oh, life was life for me. So literally, I went out today, left my credit card in the store. Whew. Thank God for honest people. Soon as I went back into the store, it was like, hey, Miss Teresa. I'm like, yeah. They're like, your card is here. So it could have went real left. It could have been very tragic. So we thank God for honest people. And I love, 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 love the stores that I shop in. They know me. So listen, they already know who card it belongs to. So that was a good thing for me today. I've gotten a lot of rest. I wasn't nanny caring for my daughter today. So today was a me day, self-care, because self-care is very, 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 very important. So I just hope that you have taken that moment to really provide self-care. But y'all, I'm excited. Are you excited? We're getting ready to bring on Ebony Gordon, the coach. Oh, she's a phenomenal woman. She's a phenomenal woman, phenomenal wife, phenomenal friend, phenomenal sister, mom, woman of God. But what I love about her is she is not so deep that she can't be reached. Because some folk are so deep, baby. You got to dig down deep to go get them, to hear from them. So I thank God that she's not that deep. And I love it because she is just phenomenal. I mean, mentors me. I'm 50. She's younger than me. I'm going to be 50. But I can call her and say, hey, sis, listen, this is what's going on, you know? And if she doesn't agree with me, she said, all right now. Or if she's with me, she said, no, you're not wrong. You're not off. You're not always off, okay? You're not always wrong. So I love it. So I'm super excited and ready for her. Are you guys ready? Could we get some loves on the screen? I am ready. I am so, so excited about this woman. I am super, super excited. Hello. How are you tonight?
I
How's
am
it going?
excellent.
Same here. Long day, long good day for me, but it's all good. It could have turned out real bad, but God is good. So let's talk tonight. I'm super excited to have you. I was telling everybody like you
I'm
my
super
sis.
excited to be on here tonight, to be honest. I've been long
Ah,
awaiting this opportunity to be on this broadcast with you.
and I love you for that. And I love it because my sis, this is my sis, y'all. So her and I, we on the phone, and I'm telling her, I'm like, how you feel about her? What you think? Because she's gonna really give me her honest opinion. And she's like, but you going past me though. You don't have all these other people up here, and I
Exactly.
supposed to be the first person. We've been talking about this, you know, but she got me together. She gathered me real quick. So
Hello,
it's okay.
somebody.
Gathered me. So I'm super, super excited because I know that even in this journey, you are somebody that's literally walking side by side, hand in hand with me. Like you're in the gut of it, like really have been providing coaching services. I mean, providing, okay,
Yeah,
to the digital piece of it. Like today wouldn't be today if it wasn't for, the coach Ebony Gordon and her assistant Deja and her spiritual son Dante. Listen, it's real out here in these streets. You better know
you
somebody, y'all. And not only do you need to know
better know
someone,
somebody.
but you better know somebody that's gonna do something about where there is a lack. People love to criticize and they'll watch your videos to criticize and critique it, but they won't try to get nothing to you. You get what I'm saying? They
Exactly.
not really trying
Yep.
to help you be your better you. They up there watching the replay to see what you're saying and see if you messing up and see if you got any makeup on your teeth. And come on now, come on, we gonna talk that talk. They want to see if your hair out of place, is your lace laid down. They want to see if it's too far back. But my sis will be straight up with me, straight up. Like sis, listen, that ain't
And
working.
is
That ain't working.
Nope.
That ain't working. As mad as I be, because I be wanting it to work sometimes. Because, I like what I like. But from her, we got to tell the truth. I be trying to make it work. And because I am who I am, I like what I like. But you're the professional. That's not my genre. That's not my forte. That's not my thing. So I love the fact that when you see things, you call it out not to hurt me. You're not trying to nitpick, but you like, okay, I ain't really feeling that. But here's the solution. Listen, if I do something, she don't come and say I'm not feeling that. She comes with the solution already.
Right.
That's what I need in my life. So I'm
That
excited
part.
to have you. I'm excited. So who is Ebony Gordon? Like, who is she? I mean, I said a little bit, but you tell everybody, who is Ebony Gordon?
So that's definitely a broad question because we could be here all night when you come to think about it. But I didn't start out as Ebony Gordon. I started out as Ebony Jackson.
All right.
Some people knew me as Biz. And so that's a whole
Big.
nother story that we're gonna get into in a little bit. But
Yeah.
Ebony Gordon is who you really introduced. I mean, the one thing about me is my goal in life is to really be a pusher, a dream interpreter, more or less, to actually help people get to where they need to be based on the failures, defeats, uh, losses, you know, betrayals, rejection, all those kinds of things that I
Yes.
realized was necessary to become who I'm currently am today. It's a masterpiece at work, more or less. But Ebony Gordon is married, which is a miracle in itself.
Woo.
Um, so we thank God for that part. So I know we're gonna dive in. And one thing about me, most people know me as being transparent. Um, I'm not really the type of person that's gonna say a whole bunch of fluff, but really like get to cut to the chase, more or
Let's
less.
get to it.
So we talking about some tea, and I got some tea tonight
Okay.
that I wanna tap into. And but I'm married to an amazing man of God, that part, Apostle Denarian Gordon Sr., as you first stated. And I became Ebony Gordon because I married him.
All right.
But it was definitely not an easy transition because I was single-minded. I don't know about any of
Wow.
you, but sometimes, in the preparation to be married, we don't marry the person, we marry the idea. So I had to deal with a lot of
Mm.
rejection by marrying the idea of marriage, but not marrying Denarian Gordon. And
That's good.
so I'm one of those individuals that was a statistic where I was the other woman, so I was afraid. Like, yo,
Mm.
I don't want my husband cheat on me.
Okay.
So I was reluctant,
That's
to
good.
jump in that boat and be somebody's wife because of what I did to other people. So we don't like talking about the flip side. A lot of people go on the books as the victim, but I was a victimizer. And
Come
that's my
on.
stance. God delivered me, but at the same time, it took some time to get there. But we don't like talking about being the one that was the victimizer. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when you've come through a place, you don't mind telling your side of the story because people don't do a good job, Teresa, with telling their side of the story. And you got a whole bunch
Ooh.
of gossipers, a whole bunch of individuals that make you look like you whack, like you wasn't a God job. I was a God job. I
A
don't know
whole
about
God job.
I don't know about
I don't
you,
know
but I
about
was a
you.
God job, okay? So
A
they
whole
talk
God
about,
job.
she was this, she was that, she was a hoe, she was messing with this guy. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, don't be talking about I slept with two. Talk about all of them. Let's go there. You
Since we're gonna
understand?
talk about it,
So knowing that part, huh?
that part. Let's walk
That
through.
part.
We always
Because
want to
people
talk
see the
about
end
the little
result.
bit. Let's get into
They
it.
see the end result, right? They
Hmm.
see, you know, oh, Coach Ebony, or they see Pastor Gordon, or they see Prophetess Gordon. Those titles were on me, but I wasn't operating in them.
My
All right, we
God.
don't want to talk. We don't want
That's
to talk
good
that
right
talk.
there. So let's
Sometimes
just talk
people
about
have
that for
have
2 seconds.
titles,
On me, but not
huh?
operating in it.
It was
On
on me,
me.
but I wasn't. Look. So sometimes people are called particular things. I was Evangelist Jackson, and Evangelist
Mm.
Jackson was a fornicator. All
Oh,
right.
come on, my God. Okay, T, talking with Teresa J.
So let
Let's
me let
talk.
me let me say this, because I don't got a lot of time, and I wanted to make sure that somebody understands you'll never be ready for anything in life. So the title came, but I wasn't ready because of my
Wow,
surroundings.
that's
My
good.
surroundings made it okay for me to still fornicate, still drink, still get high.
Let's
Y'all
talk
not
about
talking
it.
to me, and still
Come on.
preach,
Let's
still
talk.
prophesy,
And
still
still be
lay
preaching the
hands,
prophets guys. And still
huh?
laying hands on them
Still
jokers.
laying hands,
They're
right?
falling out in the spirit.
Falling
In
out,
the
you know,
spirit.
in the spirit,
What spirit?
that
Okay,
part,
come on. Let's
okay?
talk.
Because at the end of the day, he said, you can preach in my name, cast out devils, and prophesy, but I don't know you. So that's where things got changed. That's where it got
Woo!
twisted.
That's good
It's
right there.
because,
Yes, love it.
and this wasn't no 1 year endeavor. I've been preaching since I was 24 years old.
Yes.
And when I started preaching, I was coming out of a situation. I got exposed. And I asked
My
my
God.
pastor at the time, should I pursue? She said, that's between you and God.
Mm.
So I thought I was going to live holy. I thought I was going to live sanctified. I thought it was going to be that, but it wasn't that way.
Okay.
Because all I knew prior to me answering a call was how to have sex,
That's
because I
it.
was molested, because I
Okay.
was raped. So the only thing I knew to
Mm.
do was to give that part of me. And at the end of the day, I was still in control. Y'all not talking to me tonight.
Talk. We
We don't
talking.
got no real folks.
Come
They
on.
don't
Come
really want
on.
no tea
Love,
tonight.
love, love, love. Tag,
Huh?
share. Come on.
So you
Talk.
have people that will be standbys, and they'll watch you and they'll ridicule you. And let me tell you something. People will hold on to the outdated version of you,
The outdated.
the outdated version of you, like you
Outdated.
still doing it. One of my pastor friends said, my past almost killed me. And if I was you, I
Come.
would stay away from it.
I would stay away from my past.
You hear what I'm saying?
Please.
So, so
Please.
I used to travel. I used to be here, there, everywhere. And I wasn't living up to the standard that people probably thought that I was living up
Mm.
to, because it was
It's good.
easy, because I was a gifted person. I was gifted in preaching. I was
Yeah.
gifted because it was generational. I knew how to.
That's
And
good.
sometimes people don't understand, just because somebody have a sound, a tone, they know how to put
Mm.
things together. You can, let me tell you, you can buy sermons. Okay.
Buy them,
You can buy
baby. You
sermons.
can buy
You hear what I'm
them.
saying to you?
Just like you can buy papers in
People don't
school.
care. People don't care about plagiarizing.
They sure don't. You can buy it. Listen, I ain't been saved my whole life. Okay, I got about 4 college degrees.
Hello.
I know how to get them.
Come on, somebody.
I ain't buy myself either, because some of them doctorates. But we don't want to talk tonight.
Exactly.
We don't want to talk tonight.
Nah, not at all. So some people don't even go through, like, I'll tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell you this. There, it was so bad.
Mm.
My transition didn't happen until Pastor Teresa at the time was not Pastor Teresa.
Teresa.
She was a running prophet.
Okay,
Hello, somebody.
running prophet. Get
A
somebody.
running.
I didn't even want to do
She was
that.
a
Get
running
somebody else to
prophet.
do it.
Get somebody else to
Get
do it,
somebody.
right?
Listen, if that was
And
out back in the day,
so at that time, um, when trauma would hit my life, the only thing, most people would go to drinking or whatever. The only thing I knew to do was to call somebody up. Yo, come holler,
mm,
come see me. I need to listen. I need
listen,
to
let's
get
do
lost
this.
in something, right?
I
And
love it.
I had people around me. And this is what's crucial, because people could be close to you just by because they want to be associated with you, but they're not in
Yes.
covenant.
They're not in covenant,
Okay.
just associated.
Did
Because
y'all
they
hear what I
after
said?
something. They be after
People,
something. Mm-hmm.
look, they don't want to be in covenant. They just
Mm-mm.
associate it. And the covenant is deep when you're actually going through hard times and they there.
Yes. Yes.
Associates will leave when the fire get hot.
What? When the scandal hit,
When
when the
things get
scandal hit the
real,
page, when the scandal hit the book,
what
they
you
out.
say?
When the scandal hit the book, they out.
Yeah, they out. When the scandal hit the books, they out. But when you got real people that know what they know, they'll be with you. They'll stick with you. They'll hold it down with you. And so this particular season, one of my friends had passed away. And because me and Pastor Teresa had history, she know what kind of person I was. So the Lord had to send her to my house with some oil. Okay, y'all
With
not
all,
ready for this. He sent her to my house
not the
with
all.
some oil.
Come
Okay,
on.
because sometimes we don't really want to admit that we got an issue. Okay, I wasn't the
Mm.
woman with the issue of blood. I was the woman with the issue of sex.
Come on.
Okay,
Please
she
help.
see the thing is, all of my life, the God literally had people to try to protect me because of who He knew I was going to be. This Ebony Gordon, this I was Ebony Jackson then.
Mm.
So she shows up and she said, the Lord sent me and told me to anoint you so that you don't forfeit what He purposed concerning your life. And I'm not, she didn't, the Lord didn't send her to anoint my head. All
Ah,
right.
Jesus. My God.
Okay.
You trying to make
All
them run
right.
for me. They already be running. They already think I'm crazy. They already think I'm cuckoo.
You need sometimes you need some radical people because back in the day, they used to put on chastity belts. I believe the Lord was putting a chastity belt on me in
A
the
whole
spirit.
chastity, because that's what it was. They don't know
A
nothing about that.
whole, huh?
They don't know nothing about the
A whole
chastity.
chastity belt.
They don't
You
know.
understand? There's some things that you don't even know that the enemy would have killed you with because we don't want to talk about promiscuity. But there's a
Mm.
whole lot of preachers, there's a whole lot of folks that
Yes.
are in the pulpit that ain't clean. So I went through
Ooh.
years, okay,
My
prior to
God.
this moment. It was
Yes.
in that moment after Pastor Teresa had anointed me, where God literally told me, He said, if you do it again, I'm going to kill you.
Mm. My
He
God.
said, and I'm not talking about just physical, spiritually, I'm going to
Spiritual.
remove myself from
Yes.
you.
Spiritual.
All right.
Yes.
Why was it so serious? Because he literally brought me through a place of deliverance. When
Mm.
I was in the bed with another preacher,
Come on.
okay,
Another who say that?
got
They
a
ain't hear
phone
you.
call.
They ain't hear
I
you.
was in the bed with another preacher. I got a phone call from a prophet all the way from Chicago that wasn't living here and said, woman of God, did y'all hear
Mm.
that part? Woman of God, who are you in the bed with? Okay. And y'all, if you follow me, I told this story a billion times, but I
Come on.
slid out that bed, ran
Please.
downstairs, and was like, hello, who, what?
Is you in
Did
my
I need
house?
the phone off the hook? What's going on? Okay. Ashton, you understand? And he said,
Mm.
I need you to grab your Bible. All right. Grab
Mhm.
my Bible. He says, turn to 1 Corinthians 5. It says, it's been reported that there's fornication among you.
Report it, because God will report you now.
It's been reported.
Romans
Okay.
6:10
So
says.
sometimes we feel like we could just do whatever, we could live however, but when there's
You're
destiny
correct.
on you, then there's some measures that will be taken, you know what I'm saying, to protect your life. Now, everybody don't have that kind of storyline. Sometimes it's not gonna go that way. But for me, how I wound up being Ebony Gordon is because there was a reformation and it took somebody. It took Pastor Teresa. It took Apostle Hester. It took those individuals that were sensitive
Yes.
to come get me out of sin.
Come get you.
Oh
'Cause,
man,
girl, I
do you
needed
hear what
somebody
I'm
to come
saying
get
to
me
you?
too. They ain't come. Ain't nobody come get me. I was
Look,
still. I'll be waiting.
I'm
Thank
out
God for
here,
Jesus.
snatched.
Yeah.
Okay, snatched. And at the
And
end of
we
the
all have
day,
needed a
it
snatch.
wasn't because it's something that I wanted to do. It was a learned behavior.
Yes,
And
I
so
agree.
this is where
I
he
agree.
started taking me on this path of excavation,
Mm.
getting to the root of why I was doing what I was doing.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So what was happening was it had nothing to do with the preacher. It had nothing to do with the prophet. It had everything to do with the woman who
The
was
woman.
underdeveloped, that was going through arrested development, who was responding to adult issues like a kid.
Come on. That's good.
All
That's a
right?
word right there. Responding to
Come on.
adult issues
Because
like
at
a
the end of the
kid.
day,
That's good.
like a kid,
That's good.
right? I still had dysfunction in me. I was so dysfunctional that I still needed to be touched, even though the initial touch wasn't a proper touch. All right.
Mm,
I was still craving
Lord.
the secret, right? Because I was
Woo.
cool being a secret. Nobody
Come
ain't
on.
know who I was rolling with. Nobody ain't know
Mm,
who I was sleeping with. Nobody ain't
Come
know
on.
what was going on. I was cool being a secret. And that's what's happening now. People are okay with being a secret
Yes. Yes. And
because you
it's
haven't
gotten bad.
healed.
It's gotten very bad with that. I
It's
promise you,
very bad.
I've done a lot of stuff in my life. I was an adulterer, okay? And God will expose you, one way or another. And my exposure was a baby, okay? So there was a
Come
report
on.
out on me. It was a report out on me, okay? And listen, that baby brought me through some stuff, honey. It was
Listen,
a lot of valley days,
look.
because the Lord would
So
send a
so we
warning
could we could
before the
hang there too.
destruction.
We could hang there. Yeah. We could hang there because now we want to go to that's some deep pain right there because I was at a young age, right? I was known. Everybody had respect for me, right?
Hmm.
But when I got pregnant, nobody didn't cover me.
Talk about it.
All along before I got pregnant, I was the best thing since sliced
Sliced bread,
bread,
honey.
right? But now that I'm pregnant, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. I'm so
Mm,
disgusted. I'm this, I'm that, right? But they didn't realize it had to happen
it
because I
had to.
was suicidal and nobody knew how suicidal I was. And God knew that this
Yeah.
baby had to come to save my life. Oh, y'all not gonna
Amen.
talk to me today.
I agree. I agree.
This people think
Save
because
your
something
whole life.
happens out of wedlock, it ain't purposeful.
Come
My
on.
daughter is
It's perfect.
purposeful. Okay.
He
The
said all
reason
things
why
will
I
work
know it was
together.
because the doctor said that I couldn't conceive.
Come on. But
Okay,
God,
somebody just missed that.
but God, that part.
She's the only child that made it to the earth, and I was pregnant 5 times. Let that
Look
sink
at
in.
that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. But they were
Let let's
disgusting.
let's talk about that.
But they deemed it to be disgusting. I mean, there was no perfect person even in the Word of God. He said, Petro, Peter, upon this rock I build my church, and the very gates of hell should not prevail against it. But Peter was a whole denier, cusser. Let's talk
Listen,
about it. Cuss.
listen.
It took hot coal to get that joker from cussing. Cutter, but the fact that you just gonna deny me when it get rough 3 times.
Look, 3 times.
Three, not
So that
one.
brings us to how we could be in relationship with people and have to deal with that level of rejection.
Yes, yes, yes. In the
The
body of
people that
Christ.
you feel like gonna be with you, that's gonna roll with you, that's gonna always have your back, that you pour. I mean, if we want to go here, he
Let's go
said it
here.
wasn't an enemy.
Co-
Okay, it was you, my brother.
you, my brother.
That we went to the house of the Lord together. We ate together. That's the one.
Yes.
And he said if I had wings of a dove, I'd have flew away. If I'd have known it was
If I would
you,
have
my
known,
enemy.
it was
Look,
you.
not even my enemy. I could have bared it if it was my enemy, but you.
You.
How many people could say that they knew that the person that was closest to them was going to become someone? All right.
Couldn't tell me. I mean, love, dare. Cry when they cry. Listen. When they want to turn up and bust windows, you down. Do we got to egg something? Do we got to put some sugar in that tank? But baby, when your flaws come, you're disgusted, or they're disgusted by
Exactly.
you, because people don't give you
Exactly.
the same grace that you give them.
Exactly. So one thing about me, what I want to say is a lot of people come into my life as being a coach, pastor, whatever the case may be, and I give a disclaimer like this is no judgment zone. The reason why is because you couldn't stomach my story.
My
What you doing ain't
girl,
nothing.
listen, you giving me some
What you
nuggets, honey.
doing
Now,
ain't nothing
don't be
compared
mad.
to
You hear
what
me
I did.
preaching that. You couldn't stomach my story. Come
You
on,
couldn't
that's it
stomach my
right
story.
there. Woo.
Why you think you sneaking
That's
and
a detox Sunday.
conniving and all these things, baby, bye. Like you ain't got nothing. That's what I'm telling you. It was the
I love
Lord's doing.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sometimes some of it was me having to come into a realization you need some help. You need
Mm.
to get it together. So he took me on these processes, and I'm an avid student, so I'm always studying self-help things, psychological stuff, all that, just so I can make sure that I find myself. A lot of people don't like finding themselves because, like I said, they want to be the victim. But
Yes.
my goal is to help you see the victimizer in you.
Come on. Come on.
You
That part.
you you are not the victim all the time.
All
It
the
ain't
time. You the victim.
look, it might have been stimulated because of something you've been through, but you gotta take ownership of the stuff you did.
Yes. I agree
You
100%.
understand?
Yes.
I have cried countless times because I listen, Teresa, I promise, I will want to be the scapegoat for folks. I want what you said about me to be true because I
Mm.
want to preserve you. I want what
Mm.
is going on in your mind concerning me to be
Wow.
true so that I can preserve you. I want the pain that I could have caused in your life to be
Wow.
true so that you don't miss out on life. I
So you
don't
don't
want
miss out.
my presence to stop you from showing up. I
Come
don't want
on.
my name coming up to have you so disgruntled and disgusted
Listen.
that you
Listen.
can't benefit from
Discombobulated.
relationships.
Your
Y'all hear what I'm
presence.
saying to you? That could be
Yes.
healthy. I
Yes.
know what I did. See, some people like hiding
No.
behind. They Jezebelic. They'll throw the rock, hide their hand. No, that
No
ain't
here.
me.
Not
And if
here.
you ask me if I did it, I'm telling
I'ma
you why.
say
Because
I
I
did
do
it.
not do it anymore. That's my
But I
past.
did it.
I did it
And I'm getting to the point, even Ebony, is even if I didn't do it, I did it. That's
just to
it.
save your life.
Just to say, right, I did it. Now could we move on? What we doing with the information?
Because I mean, at this point, whatever it is, it ain't happening now.
It ain't happening. That's good. That's back then. It can't hurt me now because it's not. What you
I
say
tell
on your what
people,
did you say on your live? It was yesterday. I
yeah,
watched the live.
it
Oh,
doesn't
and I love the
exist.
live.
It
So it
don't
can't
exist.
affect me today.
Ain't no rewind button. Ain't none of that. The past only exists in your mind. Your
Yes.
yesterday is a vapor.
A
And a
myth.
lot of
It's a
times we're not
myth
able
back
to
there.
experience the today is because we're living in outdated information and
Wow.
experiences. So we
That's
can't even
good.
embrace. He said, listen,
That's good.
scripturally, right? Give us this day our daily bread. We
Our
can't
daily
even
bread
benefit
today.
from the dailiness of him or the daily things that
Yes.
he set for us because we stuck on what happened yesteryears.
Yes. So let's talk about that really quick. So for someone that may be dealing with, because some people deal with like depression, anxiety, there is mental health is real, right? Especially with the world we're living in, a lot going on. Everything's fast. Everything's very competitive. Everybody's competing, and it's just ridiculous. So let's talk right quick. Tell someone that may be dealing with those things and dealing with rejection or whatever, how do they not stay or sleep in the past or dwell in the past or live there? What are some of the tools as a coach that you would give them?
So there's different things. Well, I could tell you what worked for me and
Okay.
some of my clients. Some of them are up here, and they could tell you The one thing that I coach everybody in is have your moment. Don't let it take your day.
Mm.
It's a real
That's good.
experience.
It's real. It's
Whatever
real.
it is,
It's real.
whatever it is that has happened, happened. When the memory, because it's a memory, it's a thought that manifests. When the thought comes, don't ignore that it's happening. Whatever the
Mm.
emotion is in
That's
that
good.
moment, you respond to it, but you're in control. And you tell that moment, listen, you got an hour. That's
That's
all you
it.
got. Because I still got to live. I still got kids to take care
Woo!
of. I still got a husband if you got
An
one. I still
hour.
got to go to work. I get you
Love
feeling
it.
some type of way, sis, but we only got an hour for this
That's
until
it.
the hour is no more. But
That's it.
face whatever it is that's causing you to be anxious, that's causing you to feel broken, that's
Yes.
causing you to feel any type of way.
Yes.
Face it. Let that moment pass and don't let people make you feel guilty because you're crying. Oh God.
Come
Don't let
on.
people make you feel guilty because you just
Woo!
had an outburst. This is my process. I have to deal with the reality because it
Yes.
ain't your reality. You ain't been rejected.
Come
You ain't
on.
been let down. You haven't been abandoned, right? So you don't know what I'm really feeling in the moment. However, sometimes people
Who
don't
is
realize
talking
that
to you
they're in
from?
control of how they feel. And the one thing is, don't be an attention seeker. Don't
Come on.
allow what pain you've gone through to
Hmm.
be a tool for you to receive attention.
Yes. Come on. And that tool can
Don't let
just be
don't
becoming aggressive. Like for me, I use the fact that I was rejected. I use the fact that, oh, you don't like me. So now that I know you don't like me in church, let's talk about it because this tea talk. Oh, I know you don't like me. Not because somebody told me, but because I'm prophetic and I'm really tapped in. I'm a real prophet, not the house, car, cat, dog prophet. Okay, not the picket fence, but the real lady, the real woman of God. I can hear. Oh, she don't like me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit behind her and I'm gonna shout. My scream get on her nerves. I used to be so ignorant, ignorant that I would use that as a weapon for attention. And until I made a conscious decision not to be dealing with adult situations, as you said, like a child, because I was very childish. Oh, petty, Freddie, like my family, listen, we could be real petty now. Okay? We're gonna
listen.
get you back on the good day. And I operated there. I operated in the spirit of Jezebel, not the one with the red lipstick and the fingernails that y'all painting or Picasso depict, but that real one that's gonna take control of a situation. Gonna get Ahab to sign the letter, okay? Because this is what I want. I want this vineyard. I can have that
Yep,
one over there, but because you rejected me, I'm gonna take this attention right here.
that's good.
And I lived there for a very long time, willingly. I was intentionally
Wow.
annoying. Oh, they don't like
Wow.
me. Oh, God, they don't like me. Now I'm going to show up every time. And I'm going to make sure that somebody got to carry my hat every time I show up in the place. That's how I was.
I love that.
Baby,
I
you're my
love it.
sister, and you know I'm real.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't like me. They really don't want me here. So I'm going to use this as a tool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all
And now I'm
maturity.
gonna be the
It's all
victimizer.
maturity.
Yes, it took years. I'm
Yeah.
listen, years. I'm 49. At my 40, what at 49, I'm still listen. I had to learn to not clap back. Just a
Yeah.
year or two. You make a live, I'm gonna make a live. It was the pastor. Oh, let's get it. And then said, who gonna check me?
Right.
Out of order. Out of order. Out of order. Out of order. It didn't take nobody to tell me it was out of order. I knew it was out of order because the Lord will do what you say, have a report on you.
Yep.
And God will
And that's the
speak to
thing
you.
is knowing that.
Yes.
I
And I
mean,
dwelt in that place for a very long time.
yeah.
I dwelt there,
Only for
Ebony.
the
So I
people
know.
that have a call, because if you're not a person that is in that level of influence, you don't have to you don't it's other ways or other things that transpire and happen in your life
Yes.
outside of the repercussions of what the scripture says.
Yes.
Naturally, there
Yes.
are laws in
Lord.
place, right? That we morals.
Come on.
character, integrity
Come
that's
on.
in place that we should
Reciprocity,
conduct
honey.
ourselves, right? They
Yes.
don't teach any more life skills. They
Come
don't
on.
teach etiquette, things of that nature, how to respond, what to do. Those things aren't being taught. So you got a lot of people that are in this space in their lives that don't know how to be responsive. And God
That's good.
forbid that we start talking about what just happened the last 3 years that has
Mm,
everybody so desensitized.
right. And you would think that we would be more sensitive. We became desensitized. God was
No
calling us to our
connection.
knees, and instead of getting on our knees, honey, we got on our tippy toes, honey. We ballerinas now.
Right.
We
And
have
on
no
Facebook and
sensitivity.
Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all these other things that cause us to be vicarious livers.
That's it.
Could we talk about
So
vicarious
we talk
living?
about, yes, please, I want you to.
So people that live vicarious operate out of a place of envy and jealousy because they would rather watch you live and be mad that you live and how you live in opposed to doing what's necessary so that they can live the life that you live that they think is grandiose, but they don't know what happens after the camera's off.
They don't know when the camera start rolling.
Huh?
They,
They,
you
they
know when the
don't know.
camera start rolling. I know
Huh?
when the camera, because we're in covenant. We're see, listen, I've been around long enough to know we're in covenant. So we have that relationship where it's like, okay, sis, this is really going on. Okay, okay. Somebody just dipped in sis pocketbook, okay? Cause a
Okay?
whole eruption. Listen, but people only see the cameras.
And the thing is, what I feel like what's important to understand even tonight, when I talk about where I came from to where I am now,
Yes,
and what you just shared in regards to being operating out of a Jezebelic
yes.
mentality is
Oh, I was.
because what was attacking you,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because of what was attacking you, the response, people don't understand how things manifest. And so
Mm,
because you had to war against all that rejection from a kid, if you watched what's that show? Man. Ooh, well, it's a show because I can't
it's
think
a
of
show. Well, we can't
it.
think of
But it was
it's
talking
a
about
show.
Snow White. It was a season, a part in there where she was so happy, she was so excited.
Okay.
And the queen wanted her heart to turn so bad because she was upset because she felt like Snow White ruined her relationship with this guy by telling her mother that they was in relationship together. And
Wow.
so eventually Snow White's heart got turned because she started feeling some type of way.
Okay.
Sometimes somebody could be so aggressive. Once upon a time, thank you, Deja. Sometimes people can come in your life and keep on probing a part in you. Oh my God, that will cause you to respond,
Listen,
and you don't
probing,
even
honey.
realize you
I mean,
wasn't even thinking like that,
probing,
right?
poking.
Oh, you see how she was treating you. You see how she was looking at you. You see, no, that's your relationship. That's your perspective. Now you
Come
don't
on.
drag me into something
Don't drag me
that
into
ain't
that.
have nothing to do with me. Now you want me to start feeling some type of way
Right.
because you got a hidden agenda, right? So what I had to deal with, my
Yes.
relationship and my sister, LaKenya Trollinger is up here, Prophetess Trollinger. But my relationships, people know. If you know me, my daughters is up here, they could tell you. I don't talk to nobody.
Come
They
on.
know Pastor Teresa, they know Prophetess LaKenya, they know
Yes.
Pastor Etta, right?
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
know that my counsel, the people that I roll with, is look, few. You hear what I'm
Few.
saying to you?
Slim.
Right? I mean, people that they know that I really talk to, they know. All right.
And you don't really
So I'm
talk to a
saying
lot of
that
people in
there's
real life.
relationships that have been compromised because of conversations,
Come on.
influence, influential conversations that
Mm.
should not have been happening.
Come on, talk about it.
Influential conversations because somebody really wanted to be close, right? Janelle, my daughter Janelle, she know.
I love it.
Influential conversations
Hmm.
that people wanted to have with me,
Mm-hmm.
but was too afraid to connect. So they sabotage relationships, right? So they'll talk you. I have my one of my spiritual daughters. It was another young lady that was a part of our ministry, right? And she submitted to me as a daughter, but the other one was like, I don't see her like that. So
Mm.
she tried to influence
Ooh,
her,
her not to see you like that. That's what they
tried to
do.
influence her not to see me
Like
as her
that.
spiritual mother,
And
not
good thing she had her own
realizing, oh my
mind.
God,
Good thing she had her own mind. Because let me tell you something, the spirit of influence, that thing is heavy. And
it's
it's real.
powerful.
It's
So
real.
people will you will get hijacked in your mind
Hijack.
because and now at
This is
this
good.
point, somebody else was influencing them, telling them, oh, that's not your spiritual mother. Sometimes people will gravitate to the abuser opposed to connecting to the person that really genuinely have their best interest, because I'm not
Yes.
doing what you want me to do. I'm not
Yes.
saying it. I'm
You,
not. I tell people all the time, don't come to me thinking I'm this first lady from the Baptist Church of Mekalaka,
mm-mm.
okay, with
Mm-mm.
the hat tilted to the side. We gonna have a real conversation.
A real
I'm not finna be
conversation.
tiptoeing, oh sweetheart, blah blah. No, first of all, I'm prophetic. And as a coach, I'm real. I had to fight. I had to go through hell to be who I am. And I see the
Come on.
devil trying to take you out. You think I got time to be passive aggressive with you and
Who
that
have
demon
time?
that's trying to kill your destiny and purpose?
Come
No, I'm
on.
not being soft because you ain't soft.
Cause you
Y'all understand what I'm saying to
cause
you?
you
So
ain't
you sit
soft.
there and cry. You know, I used to sing a song to Deja when she was
Ooh,
little, right? And people was like, "You so insensitive." No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, she
I
needs to
love it.
know what it is. And I used to say, "Cry, baby, cry. Stick your finger in your eye and watch the
Cry,
water
honey.
dry."
If
Huh?
that's what you need to
Hello.
do, cry.
Glory to God. Huh?
Cry.
Cry.
My kids
I
think
want you to
I'm
cry.
rough.
I'm not going to tell you not to.
Right.
But them tears got to stop at some point, and we got to
When they gonna
deal
stop?
with the reality of your
Yes.
decisions.
Yes. And you're onto something because that's something that my children struggle with. And like, having spiritual children, a lot of times you're correct. People don't want you to be even those that don't want you to be their spiritual parent. It doesn't mean that they're always hearing from someone, but the enemy will talk them out of
Fact,
what it
fact.
is that God had for them. See, and a lot of times people like yourself, you tell the truth. A lot of people don't really understand. Like, listen, sis, not being funny, I'm well versed at this thing called manipulation.
Look,
I worked in the mental health field for 29 years. And listen, I was for the streets, okay? Whatever they was doing in the streets. Let's
I was
listen.
for 'em.
I wasn't smoking crack, but I was selling crack. Let's get to
Listen,
it. Let's do it. Listen, this is what the bad guy. So I know that spirit of manipulation, but we can't feel like we know everything because some things have transpired recently. It was like, oh, what just happened? Oh my God,
right.
Jesus,
That blind
clutch my
side.
pearls, honey. Right? So
Yep.
even when you think you arrive, you really haven't.
No.
But I'm with you. We don't have all day to cry. And then
Nope.
they think that you're not sensitive. I am sensitive. That's why I'm saying enough is enough.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna stay
Especially
there
when
too
you have
long.
accountability. See, the thing is,
Yes.
there's a lot of people out here that ain't
Yes.
accountable. I have people outside of my sisters that are apostles and heavyweights in the realm of the spirit that do
Okay.
not play with me. That's gonna come for my whole life.
Your whole
Okay.
life.
They watch me on Facebook. They watch my lives. They will get in my inbox, call me right now. What is this? What is that message you saying? Get it together. Okay. So this ain't when you love accountability,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. And I
When
love
you love
accountability.
accountability,
Yes.
you know that he chastised whom he loved. I need
Yes.
to know
I love it. Yes.
that you love me.
Yes. That's
I don't
it.
want to be out here thinking, oh, you dot in every I. I'm not perfect. See, the thing is, when
I
people
love
be like, oh, she thinks she's perfect. No, you think I'm perfect. I know I'm
that's
not
your
perfect.
issue. That's your issue.
That
Yes.
ain't that ain't got nothing to do with me. You intimidated by something that ain't even a reality. If you knew the tears that I
Mm.
cry, if you
Come
knew the
on.
brokenness that I encounter and experience, if you really knew my
Yeah.
heart, you would knew how damaging things are for me and how hard it is to show up, you would understand that it take a lot for me to even show up to help you, to even know that you're going to betray me, but I still got to have your back. To know that you've been talking about me and I still encourage and prophesy and declare the word. To know that you don't believe in what I'm offering as a coach and you going behind my back to other people to be coached, to come back around to say that I don't know what I'm doing.
And they have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm just gonna dig in that. When she's saying it's hard for her just to show up, going to one state to preach, it be warfare. Listen, the plane be
Come
what's
on.
it delayed? We ain't
Look,
leaving out to tomorrow, and you gotta preach today. Now you gotta get a ride and drive three,
losing
4 hours to
losing
get
a whole
there.
airport while you in the sky.
Come on. But they only see Ebony Gordon.
Exactly.
They don't see Ebony, the woman. They just see the prophet.
Right. I
And,
literally tell
and you could be
people
wounded and they see the prophet because they want a prophetic word. The
exactly.
season when
Warfare in my
everybody want
body. Come on,
prophetic
sis.
word.
Come on, tell them
They'll take
the
you
stuff
out
that
of
I got to
here.
deal with in my body. Hello. Just to make sure. And I mean
This is good.
the level of insensitivity
Yes.
that people have when
Yes.
you are going
Yes.
through a midnight and they
Mm.
still are demanding for you to respond to their text messages, to their phone calls, to their crisis.
Yes.
And you like, do you realize my look? I tell people right now, I said, if you were current in my situation in life, you would know what I'm dealing with right now, but
Right
you
now.
don't care.
You
I'm
don't care.
telling you what it is, right?
That's good.
When I lost my brother to gun violence, because people think that they've been through stuff by themselves. My family at the time, I wasn't even living here. And I'm telling you, it's my side of the story. I got some stuff I ain't never
Come
talk
on.
about,
Come on.
ever.
Let's talk about whatever you're
And my
comfortable
brother
with.
got murdered. I had to find a ride, okay, to get to the scene, to
Find
where
a
he was.
ride.
I had to find a
Not
ride,
somebody
my
offering a
biological brother.
ride. You have to find.
Fine. To get to the funeral for them to, oh shoot, I forgot. Can you come sing? What? Being misplaced. Okay. My uncle, my biological uncle, my mother's brother. Okay.
Talk about it.
People died in no regard. You hear what I'm saying to you? I'm talking about my uncle who had to come get me off the sidewalk because my mother was an alcoholic with my
Come on.
grandmother. Had to drive all the way to Trenton, New Jersey to pick me up, to get me out of a crack infested house, me
Come
and my
on.
two younger brothers.
Come on.
Come on. My older brother had to leave us to go get help because we was about to get taken by DCF. Y'all don't want to
They
talk
don't
no
want to
tea
talk.
tonight.
I want to
They
talk
don't
though. Let's
people
talk.
will show up in your life. And let me tell you, I didn't come from the projects as a kid. I came out the projects as an adult. I was born in a perfect atmosphere.
Come
I
on.
was born in a house with the white picket fence, with
Come
the
on.
life-size dollhouse in the backyard, a swing on a tree. Come on, I had every toy you could think of, every bike you could think of. We hosted all the
Mm,
cookouts. You hear what I'm
this is
saying to you?
good.
It was a perfect life. People will come. I feel the anointing. I'm sorry.
Come on. Go
People
for it.
will come in your life mid-season and think that they know you. Think that they know where you came from. They will see your struggle. They will
Mid-season.
hear you talk about transparent moments and start judging you based on where you are. And you're like, are you serious? Are
Because
you
I really got some
serious
real
right
stuff for you to
now?
talk about back there. Because what I'm doing now, this is good in Jesus' name. But if I really give you something to talk about, you want listen, you won't even be
I'm
able to
trying
get
to
your
tell you,
life.
couldn't
You'll be up
stomach.
all night trying to deal with
You
it.
couldn't stomach it.
I gave
And
my
so,
spiritual daughter, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, I gave my spiritual
no, go
daughter,
ahead.
she's newly in my life, and I gave her my testimony, part of my testimony yesterday. I gave her 2 seconds. Her mouth was like, I
Right.
said, "You okay? You gonna be able to recover from this? Like, are where are we? Tell me what you're thinking. Let's process this
You
thing."
can't
I had to
handle it.
walk her through my trauma.
Look, look, you
It's
gotta
real.
know.
It's real.
People think that you just this individual because you showed up in a season of my life where it seemed like I got it together. I had to work
Work.
I was
Same here.
suicidal from the age of 9 years old to 16. They used to
That's
bring me
good.
to the mental health institute because I was a severe. I tried to commit suicide all the way. Can I tell y'all something?
Let's
Even
talk.
when my daughter was born, I walked her to a bridge
My
and I
God.
said, Deja, I am sorry. I cannot live this life, and I don't know nobody is not gonna love you like me. I'm not leaving you behind. She
But
screamed. I
people
was
don't
out
want
of
to
my
talk. Let's
mind.
talk.
I
Let's
and
talk.
screamed and said, Mommy, no, right
Look at God.
downtown,
Mm.
about to take me and my daughter's life because it was the pressure of not having people, of thinking that people is really for you, right? I wind up getting into an apartment because
This is good.
Pastor Teresa, people was around me, and let me tell you, they was stealing from me. I had no
Hmm.
idea about taxes. I had no idea that having a kid will get you taxes. I can't even do this right now because y'all
Let's
gotta
do it.
wait
You
for
ain't got
another
to give
story.
names.
But
Just
they
do
were
it.
robbing me,
Using
right?
your name on
They were
taxes.
robbing me, telling me that this is all I was getting from taxes and was keeping the thousands and giving me $100 and $200.
Come on. Robbing the prophet. But
But
they don't
I
even
told
know
my
what
husband
they
the
was
other day, I
doing.
said, I never said nothing. So people try to figure out why you so aggressive because I'm determined to be a stepping stone. I'm determined to be that person to get you. Listen, if I'm the first grade teacher, if I'm the kindergarten teacher, that's who I am. The kindergarten teacher don't care that they ain't teaching college. I
Come
don't
on.
care that you got degrees. I don't care that you've been around the world. I don't care you driving a BMW, a
Who
Benz, or
cares?
whatever the heck you got. I don't
Right?
care you got a house on the hill. That you don't got what I have.
Come on. Come on.
You don't have the stick because soon as something start
This
touching
is
your
good.
stuff, you're gonna fall
You
apart. But
listen,
what I got,
fall apart, honey, baby. Listen, you know for yourself, sis. What I went through 3 weeks ago. Listen,
look,
you said, sis, if that was me, I'd have been like, what in the
I
hell?
listen, I cried. My sister was called me and was telling me her story. I wept because I was so angry, knowing the hurt, and I'm about to cry again.
It's okay.
Knowing the heart that she has, that somebody would be so malicious
And cunning
to
waited
know.
5 years to do it. Waited for their moment.
Look,
People be really
the
ready for
enemy is
you.
patient. The
Ooh,
enemy patient.
Jesus, that's a word, girl. You're gonna make me shout. I didn't even look at it that way. The
He
enemy, you
patient.
ain't up here crying. The enemy is patient. And honey, when that came, I didn't see it coming. Well, no, that's not true. I did see it, but I didn't know what I saw. I didn't know what I saw. And when I tell you, it was the most devastating thing that could have ever happened to me because I ascribe to being control, okay, of my
Right.
situation. I don't even sleep in a car. If we drive 18 hours, all 18, I'm gonna be like this. And the Lord allowed. See, because what the enemy meant for evil, God worked it out for good for himself, that he will be glorified. You understand? I was able to be put in a situation where when I gave my tea talk and said, when I show up, so does, don't cry, baby, I love you. When you gonna make me cry. Stop the crying now. Whew. I said on my live, when I show up, so does the glory of the Lord. When I show up, so does the table. And now that I'm here, we can eat. Do you know that devil watched my live and went to repeat it to me and had the audacity to believe that they were going to make me miserable? Oh, they ain't Google me. They didn't Google my father. I mean, try to take me out because everybody know I'm a fighter. You say one word to me, it's ba 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 ba
It's a
ba
wrap.
ba ba ba. Bust your head, like bust your head, bust your head. Stab you, stab you. That's you know me. And this
Yep.
person did everything they could to try to make my life tragic. But because do you see those tears? Those are real. When you love, that's why can't nobody talk about Ebony Gordon. Don't do listen. We ain't get ready to do that. I would never have to be like, oh, Grace, because I hang up on them. You could be my relative. Oh, okay. Click. Because we ain't doing that. That's my real sister. That's my sister that's gonna cry with me. That's my sister that's gonna laugh with me. She knows me. She knows the real me. But she's not afraid to say, listen, that ain't right. I had to keep asking her, do you feel like I did something wrong? And then because I have aggressive personality, now I'm the villain. She had
Right.
to do it. I know her. She had to. The whole time I was actually the victim, but I chose to be victorious because I trust in the Lord.
Can I just say something right here? Because I
Please.
know people said, you said, and I got people on under here, like they better not say nothing about Ebony Gordon. But this is what I tell people all the time. Everybody's experience with you ain't going to be a 5.0. The reviews ain't going to always be favorable. I'm just not for your appetite. You gotta taste and see if I'm her or not. And guess what? The reviews might be bad. Just like you go to a hotel, a restaurant, or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. It's up to you to decide how far you're gonna go with that individual. So there's
Yes.
some people that may not have a good review, but that don't stop me from existing. Your
Come
one
on.
review don't shut me down.
It don't
Oh
shut me
my.
down. And your review is based on you. It's based on your personality. It's based on your standards
Your appetite, your
and
taste
your
buds.
liking. And your standards are not always good. Because sometimes you want more, but then the Lord is saying, eat this, because that's all you're going to get. But you want more, or you feel I'm too much. But I love the fact that we're having this moment, because these are moments where we can be transparent and we can dump these things out and we can move on.
Look, that part.
Move. Listen,
Move on.
listen.
Move
My
on.
sister's like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like,
I
huh?
mean, my feelings and thoughts in regard to that situation, I was in shock because I'm like, God, you really did a work in my sister. Like,
Yes.
you really have changed her
Change. Change.
because regardless of where you were, it wouldn't have mattered.
Because I got the bond money. It don't matter. I tell my mother tell plenty of time, go get my bond money. It's in my closet in the shoebox. Da, 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 da. I was always ready for the party. Listen, in real life, and I'm not bragging, I just gotta make it clear that me in your life and I'm loving you is real love. And I'm always gonna go 100. Like my sister's preaching, you couldn't even hear a video because I'm at the football stadium. You better listen, if you want to don't listen to my video, because my video is gonna always be the cheerleader. Listen, I don't do no backyard cheerleading. I'm cheerleading from the front. And we always want people to show up in our lives like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love you and I thank God for you publicly. Like literally.
I love you too.
You know how many moments where I have to be like, girl, this is how I'm feeling. This is
Thank you,
what's going
Carissa.
on. Huh?
Carissa said, I've always been genuine and a good friend. I think she's talking about me,
Yes.
hopefully.
Yes, that's my sister. Like, listen. Listen, my sis moved in her apartment. We're gonna get you this apartment. Listen.
Yeah. So that's
Listen.
what I wanted to talk about. So I was living with people for a long period of time. And Teresa was like, yo, that's it. Like, let me get you straight. And took me to fill out this application. And next thing you know, I was getting keys to my first apartment. My daughter,
Yes.
we was living with people till she was 4 years old, probably. Got my first apartment. She was like, I'm not just gonna move you in. I'm finna give you my stuff. And let me tell y'all something. You can see her background. She was her way back then. She had high-end stuff. I had a oak kitchen table with the chairs. I had dishes. I had everything I needed to
Listen, living
move
room set.
into my place. Do y'all hear me? I'm talking about way back then. People will talk about you and not help you get to
Yes.
where you
Yes.
need to be. She was like,
Yes.
I know what it's like. And that's what is why I am committed because I know I don't care what has transpired, what people said, whatever the case. And she know I would never take. She could count on her hand how many times I've ever asked her for anything.
That's exactly. And she ain't gotta ask me. Cause I ain't that type of friend. If I see it, see, this is where people can I just say this right quick? People could see a need, right? But they want you to beg them for something. Ain't nobody
Right.
doing that. If you have a friend and you know that there's a need, or you know that this person is doing X, Y, and Z, why somebody I say, can you sow a seed? First of all, you're supposed to come in purpose in your mind that you coming to pour in something. But everybody's these days are takers.
Exactly.
Takers.
That's why I mean that's why I said I'm committed to who's committed to me.
Yes.
So Pastor Teresa, when she started back these, I mean, I was furious at the enemy that he hijacked her,
He
right?
hijacked me. Listen, he had me by the
There's
throat.
but to see you in this place happy again, to do ministry on this level, I will be remiss not to show up,
And
not to help
blessing me.
you,
I mean
not to
blessing.
make things easy for you, not
Thank
to assist in assuring that the vision that you have is a reality. And a lot of times people have hidden agendas and motives.
you. No,
And
you don't.
like I said, exact Tanya, right, Tanya. Uh, at the end of the day, I am determined to be who I've always been. This ain't
Yes.
new,
Yes.
but sometimes people don't understand that.
Yes. You have
Come
been
on, Pastor
very,
Deborah.
you have been awesome. You have been very instrumental in Tea Talk. Literally, very instrumental behind the scenes. Like my girlfriend Michelle Anderson and Kelly Watson, them, they've been really pushing it and pushing and sharing. But you've been really helping you and Laura Tate with the behind the scenes. And Dante and my little niece Pooh Deja been helping behind the scenes because I'm not what I say savvy when it comes to
Computer savvy, tech savvy, but you
you
will
know the
be.
technology. I will be
Yeah,
prophesied it.
you will be.
Amen.
The one thing is I love about you is that your determination. Like you're gonna figure it out at the end of the day,
Yes.
and that's what I love. It's like that like-mindedness. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's like I'm gonna figure it out. Like I may not understand it right now, but I'm figuring it out. Just one thing I want to say because I feel like a lot has been shared. And the reason why I just wanted to share where I came from because people could get locked into the personality of somebody spiritual, somebody that's a pastor.
Yes.
I'm a real
Yes.
person.
A
At the
real
end of the
person.
day,
Real.
being a coach, I know how to separate the two. I have people that come to me that ain't in church. You know what I'm saying? I don't over spiritualize them, but just know when you come to me, at some point he may say something. You
God
understand?
gonna come
But
up
I'm not
now.
going over spiritualize you because I know that it's real life issues that you face.
Mhm.
So one thing that I really feel like is necessary to know for those of you that got an ear to hear, create boundaries.
That's good. And I didn't.
Create
And I didn't.
boundaries.
I didn't. I didn't create boundaries. So you are correct.
Create boundaries.
And I've heard it before. Line of demarcation.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it's
Because you
about.
could you could want to be. I found the hard way. I mean, I was sharing transparent things with people, thinking my transparency was going to help them, but they used it.
To to minimize who you are.
Yeah, they used it to make me
Hmm.
feel like I was. I mean, somebody told me they was like, "Yo, you need to shut down your program because you ain't got the resources to do
Mm.
it." God didn't tell me that. God told me to start it. He said, "If I give you the vision, I'm going to give you the provision." And guess what they did? When I stopped doing my program, they created one and took all of my folks
Won't
that
they
I
do
was
that? Oh, they'll
mentoring.
say they don't know how to. They don't know how to make. They don't know how to do the organization. But baby, will still your vision be working your vision better than you? Okay, and you be
And
like,
then
oh, okay.
when people will go to them, right? Come on, Pastor Martha. When people will go to them, they'd be like, "Oh, don't trust her. She got some things going on. She got some financial issues going on. She's not
So
really
now you a thief.
prepared or qualified." The thing is, biblically, my life experience qualified me, but I do got education, just in case you didn't know. I don't
Them
have to
smart.
brag on the level of school and knowledge that I have to prove that I'm qualified. But if
Yes.
you know, you know.
And I know.
If you know,
You know.
you know. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't practice on people. These what I if you've ever
Mm.
been through anything that I've done, any program that I've been a part of, you know that the result is gonna be what it is. People
Excellent.
know at the
Yes.
end of the day
Yes.
that
That's
that
good. I
I'm
don't
gonna make
practice on people.
sure you arrive to destiny. And people give up and they find other people because they don't have the patience to go through the process.
Mm. They don't have the patience to go through the process. So
It's a
I agree.
process.
It is. It's
It's
a
a
whole
process.
process.
It's a process. And I'm still going through a process.
Okay.
Just recently, and this is my last thing,
Okay.
because I know we can
Take
stay
your
up
time.
here. Me and
I
you
know
can
you
stay up
gotta
here all
go,
night.
but you gotta go, you gotta go. But go ahead, go for it.
This is my last thing that I want to share. When yeah, the proof is in the results. Exactly. When this season that I had to face for I'm 47, I'll be 48. But for as long as I can remember, the desire in my heart, because my mother transitioned out of my life when I was 9
Mhm.
emotionally because of what she was dealing with.
Wow.
And so I will always pray and ask God, please save my mother. Don't let her continue to be an alcoholic. I will beg, please God, right? Till one day she finally gave her life to the Lord. She
Wow.
finally gave her life to the Lord.
Finally.
I was excited, right? But she didn't have the capacity because guess why? My grandmother spoke a word curse over her
Oh, they don't know
and
nothing about
said,
the word curse. Because
okay,
your grandmother prophetic. So
right,
anytime you speak a word that's not positive, that's witchcraft. So
right.
grandma was working in the witchery.
Listen. So my grandmother spoke because she was angry with my mother for her
Talk about it.
lifestyle, said, I pray that I'm not alive when your time comes because you're going to suffer. And
Ooh.
my grandmother passed away. Let me tell you how this time span went. Let me tell you
Talk
the
about
trauma
it.
that
Talk
I
about
spiritualized that I didn't confront,
it. Talk
right?
about
2095, 94, my grandmother passed away. No, 95, my grandmother passed away. 2096, I gave birth to my daughter Deja. Okay?
it. Hmm.
2000, I'm sorry, I'm talking about 2096. 1996. We ain't even in 96 yet. Y'all got my point.
Listen.
1996.
And look, I'm going,
Yeah, you agreeing with me. Everybody else
listen,
too
because
probably
I'm up
was
here
too.
messing with stuff.
Like
I'm
she
like,
in the future for real. 1996, I gave birth to my daughter. My mother was present.
hmm,
1997, my mother passed away.
come on. Come
From
on.
1997 to 2016, 17,
Come on.
16, 15, whatever year, whatever year we are. Oh no, 2000 and what year did she pass away? For real. Like she suffered all those years, needless to say, 25, 23 years, 22 years. My mother suffered, just like my grandmother said.
Mm. So can you just talk a
17,
snippet, if you don't
2017.
mind, a snippet about when you say she suffered? Do you mind giving a little bit of like what you
Yep.
mean by that? She
So,
suffered.
yep, my mom, when she gave her life to the Lord, she made a vow to God and she reneged. So
Mm.
she gave up drinking, but pressure started emerging again, and she decided she's gonna take a drink. She
Wow.
wind up going into cardiac arrest. She went into the hospital, wind up passing out, falling because she needed to use the restroom. She was under heavy sedation and
Yes.
lost 50% of her blood because the air hit her neck from the ventricle that was in her neck. They left
Yes.
her in her own blood.
Yes.
And so she from that point We had no idea that this had transpired. We weren't able to make any adjustments because her heart was strong. Her heart remained strong all the way from 1997
Wow.
to 2017.
So imagine that. You're in pain, but your heart is still pumping.
And not only that, people weren't conscious that I was dealing with expecting a miracle that
Come
never
on.
happened.
Come on. Can we just talk about that?
I was expecting a miracle that
Yes.
never happened.
Never happened.
I knew, I had dreams about it. I prayed. I said, God, you're going to bring her back. The Lord told me
My
when she
God.
transitioned, He said, the reason why I didn't give her the miracle is because I'm giving it to your daughter.
Come on. You gonna make me dance up here. I don't want to knock over my ring light. Okay? Because the
So my
miracle signs
daughter,
and wonders still gonna happen.
listen, so in 96, my daughter had a heart murmur that was healed, we
Come
thought.
on.
So we
Come on.
never looked to go back and check it. She wound up growing, right? And the murmur didn't close.
Come on.
So her heart was expanded till she had to have open heart surgery.
Yes.
But since she was born, she always had this line down her chest. And I used to be like, what is that about? And God said, because oh God, I had to
Come
give
on.
the heart that your mother had to her
Woo! Come on. Help the
so that
people in the
she
back. They
can.
don't hear you. Help them in the balcony. Well, you know the balcony people. Help them so they can understand.
So God said, because I let your daughter come into the earth to keep you,
Come on. To keep
and I had
you.
to let her remain
Yes.
because the enemy keeps. Oh, I didn't tell y'all. The enemy still threatens me
Come on.
to end it as a prophet. He
Come
still
on.
threatens me
Still
to
threatening.
that you listen. It ain't gonna never change. It ain't gonna never get
Mm,
better. He
it is.
still threatens me to abort
Satan,
the
the
mission,
Lord rebukes you.
to flight, to run. But
That's
at
the
the end of the
devil
day,
side.
I listen. I know too much.
Know too
I've
much.
seen too much.
Seen too much.
I
Come on,
heard
girl.
too much to give up.
Yes.
I
Woo.
know that the reason why I'm existing is not my life is not my own. When my friend Prophetess LaRonda passed away,
Mm.
let me back up a little bit. When Pastor Teresa came into my life,
Nikki passed away.
I'm talking about I was full. I'm not came into my life, but that season where I had to
I
get
know what you mean.
delivered.
Yes.
I owed God time. My husband wound up coming a year or two later after I was consecrated.
Come
Okay.
on.
When I went through the consecration, God married me, but I still owe God time because I
Come
was
on.
sinning from 24, okay,
Oh,
till
they
I
don't know
was
about that.
30,
They don't know about that.
right?
Restitution. Okay, they
When
don't
I
know nothing
fell
about
into
that.
sin, I forgot scriptures, I forgot prayer, the
Come
anointing lifted off of
on.
me. I was
Help
operating in fumes. People thought they
him.
was experiencing 100% for me. They weren't. It wasn't until
Come on.
I met Apostle Melvin Thompson that God actually restored my mental after my friend, Prophetess Deronda, passed away. I was sitting on a live, no,
My
just like I am right now, nothing behind me. And I was praying, asking God, I don't care about no money. I
my
don't
God.
care about no car. I want your power. I
Your
want your anointing.
power.
I want to help people. I
Yes.
can't afford not to see. I was convicted. I didn't want to prophesy no more because I said, how could I miss this? How could I not see that this was
Mm.
about to happen? But he said, you did see. Oh God. He
Come
said,
on.
I was sharpening you. And sometimes we feel like we're helpless. So, long story short, it was in that moment that God reached his hand and touched me and restored
Thank
my
you, Lord.
sight. Oh
Yes.
God. Y'all know the
Yes.
song. Y'all know
God
how it
is
goes,
good.
right?
Listen, and people don't understand, like, you were still operating,
I was
right?
still operating.
But not 100%.
Nope.
But they thought it was 100%.
They thought it was 100%.
But when the man of God, let's talk about that. Let's talk about who Melvin Thompson is to you.
So when Apostle Thompson, my husband had been knew him And so he had came to a conference of ours. We made it connect. He prophesied over us. It was like son and daughter, blah, blah, blah. It was years later that we actually made a covenant.
You
I
see
wind
that?
up getting called to preach. Now, everybody knows back in the day, I used to travel everywhere doing crusades, revivals, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. I was under
Yeah.
Dr. Ardell Tucker at the time. And she told me, because I fell into sin, and she was like, don't leave because you're going to shipwreck. I'm like, I got it, right? Because you think that you
You think
arrived,
you got this?
so you're going to make a move. I got it.
Girl,
But
half cooked chicken. You
you
know,
think you got it. Don't got it. I didn't have it. I
Jesus.
shipwrecked, just like she said. And I had to wait
Woo!
10 years
My God.
to
Mm.
be restored back into the place. A decade later, the Lord allowed me to come into contact for him to reset the mission I was on. So people see
Look
me
at God.
traveling now, but I would have already been further along had I remained, even if I was embarrassed that I fell. Oh
Come on.
God.
Come on. Had
Okay.
I remained.
Even though I was being exposed, even though they was talking about, oh, you fornicated, even though they was
Come
talking about,
on.
oh, you did this, that, and the third. If I would have remained, I would have been further off. But God is a God of redeeming. He redeems the time.
He,
So when
woo!
Apostle Thompson, if
Maxine
you don't know
Water.
him,
I redeemed my
he's
time.
international. I mean, we have a major network of
Yeah.
churches and things of that nature. And I basically preached at mostly all their churches in
Yeah.
Carolinas and
And
Florida
he
and
really
different
uses
places,
you.
right?
He
And
uses
so,
you. I keep saying that because sometimes you can get with people and they can be your spiritual covering, but are afraid to use you.
mm-mm,
He literally pushes you. I
yeah,
mean, listen, like the double dutch rope going,
right.
and he like wham, get in there.
Yeah, exactly.
He
And what's
doesn't mind
crazy is it
delegating,
was scary because I didn't feel like I had the capacity to operate on that level,
but
right?
once he lay his hands,
But when
I
he laid
mean,
his hands
come
and put me
on,
in
that's good,
the
girl. You go right there.
experience, I
That's
had
good.
to go for it. So let me say this one
Hmm.
part. So
Hmm.
he invited me to this conference, our network conference called Daughters Unleashed.
Come on, help! They better catch daughters
Daughters
unleashed.
Unleashed.
Woo,
Okay.
that's good
And
right
so I
there.
was sitting there. And this woman of God, Apostle Adrian, one of my Amen sisters, was sitting next to me. I was scared. I was about to run. I was like, God, I can't do it. I haven't been in this type of experience, this level amount of people. I haven't preached in front of these people, this amount of people in a long time. I can't do it. Like, I'm
Hmm.
a fail. I'm
Okay,
scared.
come
And
on,
so I'm going through it. I'm like, God, please give me strength. Next thing I know, the woman of God touches me. He always uses somebody. Oh God. She
come on,
touches me. She said, I feel the glory of God on you.
come on, come on. The weight,
When she said that,
the weight. Come on,
it snatched me out of the flight mode and I had to fight
come on.
because
Snatch you
I
out the
may have
flight mode.
never got that opportunity again.
My God,
From that day forward,
that's good.
the Lord opened door after door after door after door after door after door
And I'm
because
seeing the
people thought
door.
that
Listen,
I just arrived. No, it was a reset to
reset.
what I and who I was
That's
prior
good.
to this moment. So
Yeah,
people don't realize when I say I'm sold out, my life
sold
is
out.
not my own. I don't have
Okay,
nothing to lose. I don't have any biological parents, any biological grandparents, no uncles,
that's
no
good.
aunts, nothing, no family. The Lord took everybody.
Now you
I'm
gotta rely on Him.
I just got him. I don't have no auntie to call by blood. My grandmother and all her children are deceased.
You see that? But they only see prophetess.
They
They
don't
want to.
realize
Everybody
that
want
none
to
of my
get something
family is in
from
my
you, but
life.
nobody want to get nothing to
Huh?
you. No,
Hello,
they want to get
somebody.
something from you, but they don't want to get nothing to you. They don't even have any idea what that looks like to be here with no biological aunt, no biological uncle, no grandmother, no mother,
Right.
no father. Like, and you still gotta have 100 people because I saw it with my own eyes. I said, okay, when the baby cried, I said, okay, that's it right there. And once the baby cried, you didn't hear the baby cry, but I heard the baby cry, and the Lord stopped it. Because if not, you can go all day and wear yourself out. And you will do so much, and everybody go home. And then you gotta battle all this right here. with no one to call
with
in
no
the
one
natural.
to
No
call.
one. Or somebody constantly calling you. Pray for me, pray for me. This my lights getting cut off. My husband leaving out. This one cheating out. Da, 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 da. What you said back in the days that they want you to be their dump truck. You they dump truck. The
Yeah, because
trash
people don't
man.
really want help. They just want
Yeah,
to dump on you because they're gonna go right back into the situation
that's
that you
it.
just talked them out of.
Listen, Pookie been beating them up, and Pookie gonna keep beating them up because they actually like Pookie beating them up because they like you know what they say, the break up, the make up. So they like to get bust upside their head and then laid down. So what we doing here?
Right, that
They
part.
don't want to talk right tonight.
I'm trying. I know. I literally am so appreciative of this platform to
I
share.
thank God for you coming.
You understand?
I
Like
love
I
you.
want you to share this tea. I want you to share in endeavors and purpose to know that people might look at you and feel like they know your story, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, you gotta know that you didn't just show up.
I didn't just show up, baby. They think I just showed up. I've been on the scene. No disrespect. That might sound cocky, right? But they
No,
have no idea. I've been running to people's house that say I'm about to commit suicide. I wasn't no evangelist, saints and friends. Listen, I didn't even think I fully said, okay, God, and got to go rescue somebody that's getting ready to commit suicide. That phone call that was between them and the pills. And you got to get up out your bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't never had nobody get out their bed for me at 3. But honey, I done got out my bed plenty of 3s in the morning. I've been in a situation with my sister, Keisha, her baby at the time, which is Tasia, is a grown woman right now, 31 years old. That's a prophetess. She got her aunt oil, right? Well, God's oil, but a likeness like me, because let's make sure we give it back to who really own it. Called me, 5 years old. Don't know my phone number. Her mother gave a couple of numbers and fell down in the tub. Brain, she can hear me, but couldn't move, couldn't do nothing. Dead as they want to be. But I told that devil, you a liar. Oh
right?
no, Lazarus rose. Lazarus gonna rise today.
Yeah,
My sister woke up from death and said, I heard you screaming. I mean screaming. Cause listen, don't call me unless it's a fight. Don't
you're
call me
right.
until we get ready to fight. You feel me? This girl was dead. I said, oh devil, you a liar. Because I ain't about to lose my mind. Cause my sister is my boo.
Right,
What would I have? You think it would be a Teresa right now? My sister is my boo. Listen, anybody know what they say? They know, they know. And I said, devil, you a liar. God, you raised Lazarus from the dead. Lazarus gonna get up today. Lazarus and her gonna get up. This ain't something I'm making up. Cause she'll be here to tell you the truth if I'm lying. My sister woke up and said, do you know I couldn't move nothing in me? I had an out-of-body experience, but I could hear you and I could feel God. I'm not new on the scene. I'm just real radical. Don't call me unless it's a fight. Because of the trauma that I've been through, I've been fighting my whole life. Don't call
listen,
me unless it's a fight.
listen.
Don't call me because your lights off.
Don't call me
Satan ain't
unless
in
it's
your
a fight.
lights. Don't call me until it's time for the fight. So that's another thing. I don't understand how people so hallelujah and they're so spiritual. I used to watch people in church, demons coming. That's a demon. They scout. How you running from the devil? Huh? How you running from spirits? You oh, okay. I'm confused, but that's the topic for another day. But I'm the
I
one.
say all the time, God ain't save you from being this who you say you brolic and you this and that in the street, and you get in the church and you scared.
You scared. Call me when it's time to run.
And I said, my thing, this is my issue. You want to talk about church, right? This is my
Okay.
issue. How are you afraid of demonic activity in church? You go to every restaurant, every grocery store, right? And let me tell you what I found out. There's some Wiccans that serve you food.
What?
There's some devil worshippers that's cooking up your food that you eat. The stuff you gonna try it on, somebody else tried it on too.
Yes.
But you ain't afraid of that. You get out
You
your
ain't
car with
afraid of
no
that.
prayer protection, no none of that. And you go right up in there with no, but in church you just
Oh, and that's a demon. Up and moving. I mean, honey. Oh, they thought I was a demon too. They would
right.
move their seat. Honey, they would get their husband, their kids, and move over. Call me all kinds of witches and had no idea I could hear everything you saying. I can hear you saying it to the point it was like, Lord, close my ears. Because, I mean, that was noise. That could have damaged
I
me.
can tell you an experience, and a lot of people be like, why don't I see prophets go to show up? Because I hadn't been to a service in the city in a while because of everything that I was dealing with. You know, I had got blackballed twice.
Talk about it. Blackballed
And
by the saints.
yeah, don't invite them, blah, blah, blah. And thank God for Apostle Martha Melvin, who did not listen to
Come
the
on.
voice of individuals that
Did
wanted to
not
shut us
listen.
down and came
Yeah.
and got us. We wind up homeless. Me and my husband and my daughter wind up homeless, living in transitional housing, having to catch the bus. We used to catch the bus from
Come on.
Winchester Avenue all the way to Bridgeport.
Come
We
on.
transitioned because people was hating and feeling some type of way, doing the most. We wind up transitioning out of there and helping this other pastor. We used to catch the bus downtown New Haven all the way to Waterbury just to
Yes.
assist in ministry.
To assist folk and couldn't even get a ride.
Couldn't get a ride. Now, well, Pastor Melvin made sure we had a ride, but we wound up. Now, I will say this: eventually, the church did give us a van. We wound up getting a van
Glory
because of
to
our
God.
servitude. But
Glory
this
to God.
dispensation, they ain't catching no bus. They ain't showing up. But my point of saying what I'm saying is that we had to go through so much to show up in the lives of people that
really could care less if you showed up or
right
not.
in the lives of people that at the end of the day don't really understand the dynamics of what you had to navigate through. So this impression that was on us had people under a false impression. So I finally show up, go to this service because it was called by my mother's name. So I was like, let me go. I went by myself. I got a ride dropped off, and I had to find a ride home by myself. I went to support the service. Next thing I know,
Come on.
the woman of God is binding a witch that showed up because I know you want the mic and this, that, and the third. So I'm looking around like, who
what a
else
witch
is a
at?
stranger in here?
Well,
Like,
tell me what a witch
my
at, because
heart
I
was
don't.
crushed because I valued this woman. I
And
loved her.
come on. And it's always the ones
And
you
I
really
was shocked
love.
to
Love.
hear that you feel that type of way
You
about
buy
me.
and then do
Like,
it openly and publicly. I'll bind up the witch.
right? And so I brushed it off. I was like, she ain't talking about me. Until at the end, she called my name and said, I know you want the mic. I wasn't thinking about no mic. I
Now,
came to
see, God
receive.
knows who to allow. Because, woman of God, can I say something? If she'd have did that to me in the church service, honey, under the junction of the Holy Spirit, I'd have went up there and I'd have grabbed that mic and hit her in her head with it. See, because I'm not built that way. See, that's why you Ebony Gordon. You. But people don't know that there's a cost to being Ebony Gordon. Because Teresa ain't
So
even pay
it's
that
scary.
fare. I got a
It's
fare for
scary to
you.
show
I'd
up.
have hit her in her head. And loving the Lord.
So it's scary to show up and thinking that you're supporting people,
She
but
got
they
hit.
feel some type of way about you.
Come
It's
on,
not
talk
because I don't
about it.
want to show up. It's not because I don't want to support, but I don't know what type of time you want because you say one thing to me, but
And then
it's something else on another side. And I
not
don't
the
got
witch.
time.
I'm still on the witch. Want to get
When
the
I
witch
tell
want the
you,
mic.
when I tell you I be so oblivious and clueless that people be feeling some type of way, I be like, oh, for real, I don't listen. If you around me, you know I'll be by myself.
By your whole
At
self.
any point,
You and Deja.
anybody on this broadcast, I want to say, if you know me, you know who I'm with most of the time of my life.
Moses, listen.
And that's my
When
daughter.
and when I call, I gotta be like, cause this girl get hot. Listen, cause I be on one. I be saying, who in the car? Deja in the car with you. And listen, take it off speaker. Cause this girl get ugly.
Because people will Apostle Dr. Ardell Tucker told me something a long time ago, and this is what I live on, and I'm basically done after this. She said,
Take your time.
people are like granola bars. They're nutty, fruity, and flaky.
Woo! Come on. They're like what bars? I'm a troublemaker. They like what bars?
Granola. They nutty, fruity, and flaky.
Come on. Nutty, fruity, and flaky. They are.
You just don't know. And
You
I'd be
never know.
shocked when people come to me and be like, you feel this type of way about me. I'd be confused. Like, are you
Like
serious?
what? I ain't even thinking about you, sis.
I, what? Really?
I'm thinking
No,
about what
that's
I'm gonna
not
eat
accurate.
tonight.
And if you really knew who I was, I know my cute, safe face don't let you know that I used to be Biz.
Biz all day, okay? Listen, we used to get them here. Then you have to break up the fight. You in high school, me and your two cousins, they was fighting me. I was pregnant. You're like, hold up, we're not doing this today. And me and her ended up being best friends. Come on, listen. Whew. They don't know who you really are.
And I'm cool
And
because
they
God,
and the
when
thing about it, if
when you
people
are
really
a
knew,
treasure,
they would
when you are
handle
a
you
treasure,
better.
He will hide you.
True.
The thing is, when you realize who you are, you'll be more protective of you. And that's what I
Yes.
learned. I have
Yes.
to start being more, and that's what I talk about boundaries. You can't give yourself
Yes.
to everybody.
I
You may
agree with
want to,
you. I
but you
agree.
can't.
I agree. So really quick. So on that note, the Lord was like, you can forgive people, Teresa, but they can't have that type of access to you anymore. And that sounds mean, right? Because people, they say, oh, if you forgive, you should be able to break bread. We're going to break bread. It's going to be the bread of life. It's going to be the word of God. I'm gonna see you at the church service and we're gonna dance. You know, we can forgive each other, but I can't allow people to have access to me anymore. Because so let me tell you something. When you allow people to have access to you, instead of them taking that as a privilege, they try to make you feel like you're that big or you're not who
Yep.
God is calling you. You talking disrespect? Like disrespect. So I know what you're talking about. Because
Yeah.
God bless her, Apostle Martina Eccles told me one time, listen, you got to draw the line of demarcation. You have to. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't doing that. I'm reachable. I want to be reachable. Then my brother, and I say Johnny Brown, because Johnny Brown, my brother, Pastor Johnny Brown. Listen, they too common with you. They're going to get you. They're going to disrespect you. No, they all right. Baby, what's it say? Could you get your knife out, your fork out my back for you leave? So it's true. Now I'm not mad at anyone anymore, but I can't allow people that type of access to me.
Right. That's
That's
it.
just that.
So I
So
feel
anything
like
else you want to add?
I feel
Add.
like what the message is tonight is don't be intimidated by where you came from. Your
Yes.
past is just that. It does not exist in your right now.
It's
The
just that.
only place it exists is in your mind.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you have the capacity and the ability to face whatever trauma has come in your life, allow it to
Yes.
pass through and live. That's my message. I'm living. Regardless of the threats of the enemy, people, places, things, I'm living. And this is where I draw my strength from every day. I tell God, even if He see tears coming down my
Mm.
eyes, I said, God, don't let these tears make you feel like I don't trust you. It's my
Come on.
humanity. I'm
It's
gonna
still
cry.
human.
But at the end of the
Human.
day, I still believe.
Still
And
believe.
that's what gets me through. That's what helps me to face the
Yes.
things of my past. That's what helps me to face. I am in awe that He even chose me. The times that I deliberately went against Him and told Him, listen, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to sin.
Yeah,
Cover me.
listen, openly, I'm on my way. Because I don't know about
Cover
that
me.
testimony they be giving. I was in a miserable world of sin. I said, listen,
I
let me
wasn't
testify.
miserable.
I'll be like,
And I
what
don't know where
miserable
they got
world
that
you was
from.
in? Baby, listen here.
I
I
was
signed
not
up for the party.
miserable.
They ain't have to sign me up. I'll sign my own permission slip. Ain't nobody have to yoke me. I was already willingly yoked,
Yeah.
if we're going to be real today.
Life is gonna life, but
Yes.
you owe it to yourself. One
Yes.
thing that Ecclesiastes said, He says, when the writer says, he said, don't take yourself so serious. And that's what some people's issues are. You think that you something that you're not. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect.
Yes.
And he said, live and laugh. And a lot of people haven't been laughing
Come on. They
because
just
you want to
living.
be so deep. You can't. The people that I know who my audience is. I know who he's
You.
called me to. God has called me to individuals that are runners. And at the end of the day, I
Wow.
know exactly whether it's in church or whether it's in the world, there is purpose in your life.
Come
And that's
on.
where
This is
he
good.
gave me this scripture because a lot of people are living based on a life that was formed through their parents, through their aunts,
Yes.
through spaces and places. But he
Yes.
said, I want you to tell them to live a life by their own design.
Their
You have the
own.
capacity to
Yes.
live the life that you create,
Yes.
and
I
it's
love it.
because of what God said concerning you.
Yes.
It had nothing to do with a church, it had nothing to do with a pastor, it had nothing to do with any of that. He wants you to live the life that you design. So that
You.
means you're going to have to break that blueprint. You got to break
Woo.
yourself out of that frame that you are
Yes.
locked in, how
Yes.
people view you, and start reimagining your life. You have to literally take that pen, that paper, and start creating the life that you design. That means it's a process, just like Esther.
Yes.
She had to go through
Yeah.
a detox. She wasn't supposed to be where she was, but she got there and she got the favor of a king. And
Yes,
that's
she
what
did.
God has given me. I got
Yes,
favor.
she did. That's good. I got favor. Could y'all type that on the screen? I know we not having church service, but could y'all just type that? I got favor. Can y'all just
Listen,
type that? Because
it
favor,
is what
listen, favor will open up doors that, listen, nothing else
this
will.
and according to the Jewish calendar, that's where we at. 5784
Yes.
is the year of the open door.
Listen, right
Right
now,
now.
right now, not January, right now,
Right now.
today. Okay? But it's a mindset. You have to bring
Come
a
on,
new
that part.
mindset. You got to bring the new mindset. You can't what they said, no new wine in old wineskin. That's not
Yep,
just a saying, that's real. It'll burst. So you got to bring that new energy where you were speaking negative. Because I used to be like, nobody don't like me. Dang, the devil is a liar. Everybody like me in Jesus' name. You got to begin to speak life to dead
that's
things.
true.
Listen, don't make me go there because I that Ezekiel 37 still in my spirit. Can these dry bones live again? Listen, because I felt like that. I was like, this is it. This got to be my story. This
Yeah,
got to be it. And the Lord said, no, there's trillions of people in the world. And I've been being blessed. I mean, blessed by friendships where I didn't
that's
think I
good.
can ever be blessed by friendships. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I mean, you bought this for me. You made this cheese and crackers for me. Like I'll be real
Oh,
excited. Like, listen, my
yeah.
pumpkin is pretty much you my pumpkin. Listen, you did this for me, boo. Listen. My sister
Right.
Michelle, I said, listen, I want such and such. She at my door. I'm downstairs. Open the door. You won't? Like, huh? But then we pray
Exactly.
for things, but we have to be in a position, right, mentally to receive the things when they come and not push it away, not self sabotage. Because I used to do that because I
Right.
thought that my sentence was a death sentence. I thought that this was it. I thought this was it. This is what it's going to be. And I began to accept that. And even with my daughter, because my daughter, my oldest daughter, her and I, we talk a lot because we were raised together. I was 19 when I had her. You right? And she'll say things. I said, no, 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 no. That's the past. That's our past. The devil is a lie. We're saying this is what's going to happen. This is
Yeah.
what we believe. And we're going to put it out into the atmosphere that the universe will pick it up and do what we say. We are sons and daughters of God, like of the divine. Do you know, like we are living in a dispensation
Yep.
in time right now where it's always actually been, we could speak a thing and it be so. See, in the spirit realm, it's thought, right? But in the natural, you speak a thing and it comes to
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
I am a wife. Now, it ain't no men
Listen.
out here. It's just like, I ain't gonna never get on. But the devil is a liar. I don't care where you at. You have
And you
to
won't
bring
because
them
you
on
said
over,
it.
Jesus. But I'm gonna be found. I'm going to be the woman that wants to be found. I'm gonna be the woman that's not wearing a bonnet. I'm gonna be the woman that, listen, I like my makeup and y'all talk about my lashes. I don't care. I'm gonna be that woman. I'm gonna be found. And you have to begin to speak real talk. life. In the past, like Prophetess Gordon was saying, the past is just that. And stop sabotaging with your mouth,
Right.
right? And even when, and I just want to say this, and I'm gonna let go because I want you to tell everybody what you got coming up. I want you to tell everybody about your church, all of that. So sometimes be careful. You see what her grandmother did? She spoke a word curse. If you're a prophet, right? If you're not careful, you be operating witchcraft. Okay. I'm big on that because people used to call me witches. So I was like, well, let me see what this witch is. They say I'm a witch because I don't know. But let me study on that. So now you're prophetic. You may not have the gift of prophets to prophesy. You might just be an intercessor, but that's for a whole nother training.
Right.
But you're out here speaking negatively, even on your Facebook feed. The atmosphere picked up your Facebook feed, right? And now the universe is producing it. So that's witchcraft.
Right.
So we have to be mindful not to speak those word curse on people out.
Exactly.
All right. So that's
Exactly.
enough for me. Tell everybody what you doing, what you got going coaching wise. Let's talk about your church. Let's talk about the times, the days, where you're located at. Let's talk.
So, what we got coming up? I'm actually in the process. I'm not sure how many spaces I have left, but I am accepting one-on-one clients for Life by Your Own Design. It's a coaching program that I have. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
And I also have launched, which will be having an information session on the 5th. WWE is the last quarter of my full year program. We start out with WWF, then we do WOW, we do VIP, WOW, and WWE. And I know if you're into wrestling, you know that that's what it is. And the base is we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual
Girl,
wickedness, the
that's
rulers of
good.
darkness in high places. And the Lord gave me a model. He said, every 90 days, like the season change, you should have
Mhm.
something new. And so
Come
we go
on.
90 days in these programs. So WWE is the final part of my theme for the SWAP network. Sisters with Ordained Purpose, which based on Romans 8 and 28, all things work together for good to them who love the Lord, who are the called
Come on.
according to the purpose.
Yes.
But he says that from the beginning of the year, he said we're women on a verge of a breakthrough, giving birth to a
Yes.
vision. And so
Yes.
breakthrough is an important finding. A lot of people have lost their way, and the program is designed to get you back into the original state that you lost, to find you, because we got a lot of codependent people, a lot of people that feel like their purpose is locked into being significant in their job and
Yes.
relationships and being a mom, this, that, and the third. But this program was designed to help you refocus and see the significance of who you are, and excavating and digging and finding those places in you that haven't been healed. So we get to the end of the year. WWE is to really set you up for your following year. And we cover things like setting goals, dealing with organizing from the inside out. That means confronting the stuff that is clamored in your head. Because
Yes.
sometimes we want to be organized outside, but we got a whole lot of stuff that we got to organize
I agree.
inside. And
Yes.
when we're able to even help people that aren't organized around us, because a lot of people get frustrated. If you're a neat freak, you get
Yes.
frustrated at people's stuff everywhere, but it helps you to understand the mindsets of other people. So that's what course we're going into, starting on October 5th. You have all the way till November. Each month is a different set. So if you don't want to jump in now, you still have time, and you can contact, I think some information was posted,
Okay.
down on the bottom. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yep.
So you could go to the swapnetwork.com. I also have a virtual bookstore called the Bar Cafe, and you can go there, www.thebarcafe.org, and we have a lot of good stuff. I am really for writers, so I have a whole bunch of journals. I have books for business owners, entrepreneurs, blah blah blah. So that's basically what's going on personally. If you're looking for a coach, you're looking for a group, if you become one of my one-on-ones, you wind up getting into my group sessions pro bono, so you automatically are grandfathered into my
Grandfather
program that
in.
other people have to pay for individually. So that's a good thing. So you can contact Taryn Brody for that. If you want to be a part of my one-on-one, you contact Jana Harris, and they'll get back to you. Finally, I am the executive pastor of Room City Church, where we are saving our city one soul at a time. Along with my husband, Apostle Denarian Gordon, we are the overseers of two other ministries, Dominion City Church Rim City Church, and we're part of All Nations Apostolic Network, where Apostle Melvin Thompson, Lady Sharice Thompson is our covering. So we ain't out here bastards.
Come on,
We got
right.
somebody over us. Amen. So I'm grateful for this opportunity and time. There's so many other things. Me and Teresa really could stay up here all night
So
talking
we
about.
got that means you gotta come back. That means
Lots
you
of
gotta come back. That means you gotta
but I'm
go
so
at it again.
honored and grateful to God for him
I thank you
even
for coming.
maintaining and sustaining, our relationship, because one thing is for sure, you have to fight when the enemy starts speaking, different things in your head that you're not significant, you're not relevant, and they prefer other people, and this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. And our relationship has been tested and tried and proven, and
Come
I'm
on.
always secure my friends. I don't care what the devil telling you. That is not the truth. I love you.
Come
I'm here
on.
for you, and you may not hear from me, but just know I'm fighting just like you are.
Come on. Okay, fighting. And I love it. I absolutely love it. But I know the people, we would love to have you again. Listen, I know the people enjoyed it because I enjoyed it. Like you said, we could have gone on again. But what I want you guys to do is post questions so that when we come back, because we're running out of time tonight, when we come back, we can actually pull our broadcast from those questions. Because she will come again. But she be busy. She the sisterhood of the traveling pants right now. So she be outside, y'all.
I'll be outside for real.
She be outside. So definitely we will have her back. And I want to tell you, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Even your husband, that's my brother. He be like, big sis. Now he bigger than me. He bigger even in the spiritual realm. Listen, he dope. But he be like, big sis. He always treats me with respect, and I love him. Tell him I said thank you for allowing you the time to be up here. And we just gonna say good night. We're
All
gonna
right.
say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys. Hi, I am Teresa, and I would love for you to join me on Tuesdays with Tea Talk with Teresa J. And we are going to dive in deep. I am not your average pastor and prophetess. So this is going to be a broadcast of transparency, and we are going to sip some tea.